here's the deltoid. Okay, on that? So you can see the deltoid, its attachment, I won't poke anybody, from the spine and acromion and the clavicle. Spine and acromion of the scapula and the clavicle inserts right there on that deltoid tuberosity. I'll try not to do too many origin insertions. I want you to know muscle names first. Okay. Knew that was going to fall as soon as I read it. Okay, got it. So here's the clavicle. What's this right here? It's cut here. So most of it came across. Pectoralis major. Pectoralis major was right here coming across. Okay? And then on the back side, I use that spine as a good landmark. So the deltoid was below that. That's what I was heading to. So this is the trapezius here. It has the same attachment, but it's its insertion, while this is its origin here. Okay, so it's a little bit of trapezius. Now here's the spine, so this is a good landmark to look for. Above the spine, supraspinatus. Below the spine, infraspinatus, and then way down here. So right over there, right here is teres minor. Teres minor, infraspinatus, and supraspinatus are all part of this rotator cuff. They all three insert on the greater tubercle of the humerus. So they're making this cuff that holds this humerus into place. On the anterior side is this one here. Subscapularis. Now this comes from the inside and goes to the lesser tubercle in here. So it's coming from the front. So when this contracts, it's going to make the arm medially rotate. While if these contract, they'll laterally rotate. The supraspinatus is more of an abductor of the shoulders. Okay? I know they're coming apart. It's sad. And then this one over here, I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I want you to figure this one out. I'm not going to say it.
I think that's what it is.
This little tiny one right here that's been cut. So you have to kind of know origin insertions to get this one right.
Oh, it's the
Okay. So here's biceps brachii. If you call it biceps, I don't know if you mean biceps femoris or biceps brachii. So always good to be specific when it's known. And then on the lateral side is going to be the long head, and the medial side is the short head. They both insert on the radial tuberosity, okay, because they're the one muscle. But the short head comes from that coracoid process of the scapula. The long head goes all the way up to the supraglenoid tubercle. Okay. Now, if I take this arm and go out, so I'm in the same position, sort of. There's a little muscle right in here, way up high here. It goes from that coracoid process of the scapula, and it goes to the arm. So a good name for coracobrachialis. Okay, right here. Now, if you look at the bodybuilders, especially the slimmer ones, usually the women bodybuilders, they got their arm out, and if you look in their armpit, you'll see the coracobrachialis. So I like to use that when I can.
You put the arm up the chest.
Yeah. But if I go like this, I'm poking myself with the clavicle. Right here is the coracobrachialis. Goes from the coracoid process to the arm. Coracobrachialis is a good name for it. Now, if you look at some of the bodybuilders on their doing their biceps flex, on the lateral side especially, you can see the brachialis. Okay, so it's right beneath the biceps. So look at some of these bodybuilders, and you'll see, especially on the lateral side, it bulges out along here. This one is just right along here. Some people say it's like a platform or a pedestal for the biceps brachii. So it's this one right underneath. So it's a synergist with the biceps brachii. Now on the other model, this is removable, the biceps brachii, and you can see the brachialis right underneath. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Let's try the back side. So back here, these are the triceps. Okay, so you're looking from the back. three heads, obviously. A long head, the one that crosses the shoulder joint. A lateral head is lateral, but it doesn't cross the shoulder joint. It goes to the humerus. And then this little shortier guy right here is the medial head. Obviously medial, but it's only this right here. So here's the seam right here. Medial, because the body's here. See where the scapula is going. Medial long head crosses the shoulder joint. Lateral head doesn't. All three go to the olecranon. So they'll all extend the elbow, but the only one that actually extends the shoulder joint is the long head.
So what's this one here?
This is the lateral
I
head.
just got confused.
Lateral,
Okay.
long, and then medial.
Okay, it's, there was a cut.
Okay, you got that? Did you see?
Mhm.
Okay. So let's see, before we get into the real fun stuff, is there anything else? Oh, yeah, okay. Let's make our way down. Some things are missing. It should go back together. There it goes. Okay. Now there's a long muscle right here. But if you see its tendon, it stops there. So the tendon, it crosses the elbow. If I follow its tendon, it stops right there. So it's not going to do anything with the wrist. This one right here goes from the arm to the end of the radius. So a good name? Brachioradialis. Okay, runs all along here. Okay, so it doesn't cross, doesn't do anything with the wrist. It's a synergist with the brachialis and biceps brachii for flexing the elbow joint. I'll get it. Okay, this one right here, if this is the origin and this is the insertion, and it contracted, it would make my hand go like this. Actually, it's not my hand, it's pulling on the radius. This right here is the pronator teres. So it pronates. So this one, see how it's kind of short and slanty? Right here, pronator teres. If this contracts, you can do that. Okay, now some fun ones. Let's see if we can get this straight. There's three tendons here. Now if I take my arm, I don't know if I can do this. Yeah, I can kind of do it. And I resist there, and I can find three tendons coming through my wrist. 1, 2, and then one way over here. So you can try that on yourself, kind of resist. You can't just flex it, but you got to pull. And I can see 1, 2, 3 there. And that's what these are. 1, 2, 3 right here. Now this one in the middle, it's a short one. I mean, short as far as where it goes to. It doesn't go way up here. It just goes into the palm. And it's got a long tendon, so this is the palmaris longus. Some people don't have it.
I heard about that. What's the percentage of people who don't have
I
it?
haven't met anybody yet.
I haven't either. I always check people now.
Yeah, so you can check, see if you got it, that one right in the middle. Don't do that, though. Come on. Not so good. Not much. I'm sure you don't flex quite the same, but you probably compensate with the other two. Okay, let's look at the other two. Now, if they're on this side, this is the wrong hand. But if they go like this when I contract, what kind of action is this? That's flex. So this is flex and this is extend. So this is flex. So these guys are going to be flexors. Okay, so flexor carpi radialis, flexor carpi ulnaris. So let's try that. Flexors, because they're on this side, and then they go to the carpals. And if this was a real arm, we could follow the tendon to see where it attaches. You'll see it goes into the carpals. Flexor carpi radialis on the thumb side, flexor carpi ulnaris way over here on the pinky side. So it does make sense, but they are long convoluted names. Underneath here is a series of muscles that go to the fingers. and they're gonna cause your fingers to flex. So we'll just group them all together, flexor digitorum. Okay. I'm not gonna worry about profundus, quadratus, superficialis, and all those others. Okay, but we'll have some fun with the thumb. On this side, when these muscles contract that my fingers are on, they're gonna extend the wrist. So these are gonna be extensors. And their names are, these two right here, if I can follow their tendon, they come down and around and they go right to there. You can see their tendons right in there. Extensor carpi radialis. There's a longus and a brevis. I'm not gonna worry about longus and brevis. I should, because it ends up more confusion. Which one should I put down? But we're just gonna say flexor carpi radialis, and you can see their tendons go into the carpus. On this side, this one here, you can follow its tendon, it stops there. Stops in the carpus. So this is gonna be extensor carpi ulnaris. So it's a nice pattern. It sounds like terrible names, but it does work. Now this one in the middle, if you follow its tendon, you see where the tendon goes. It doesn't stop, it keeps going all the way to the digits. So when it contracts, it's going to extend the digits, extensor digitorum. And that's good for us. Okay. Thumbs are amazing. They can do all sorts of things. So someone once went through this with me years ago. I thought, gee, that's pretty good. So I finally figured it out, so you will too. So if you take your thumb and crank it back, some people can really go, can you make your thumb, this is not part of this class, can you make your thumb go so that the thumbprint is facing up? So some
Somebody
people
has
have, that's
that.
a certain gene, I guess.
Yeah, it is.
They call it hitchhiker's thumb. But if you don't even have to go that far, there's this little pocket in here that you can usually find.
None. I don't
And the
know.
official name for this little pocket in there is called the anatomical snuff box. Yeah, so old anatomists used to put snuff there. I don't know how they named it that.
Do they just keep their hand like this?
So they just, I don't know how they did that.
I think they just, sometimes you see it in old movies, they put it on there and then
I never saw that.
they carry around like little containers and then they put
They
it
just
right
use a
on there and
little
then they go like
Yeah,
this.
well, I guess because you take too much if you just snort it out.